Hello, hello. Welcome, amazing folks. Thank you all so much for being here with me on this first Tuesday in May. I look at the calendar sometimes and I'm like, what is going on? All right. It is a pleasure to be able to be here with you. I appreciate you for taking time out to hear what I have to share and say. I want to first thank each and every one of you who are regular subscribers and staying subscribers. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate you. If you happen to peruse by this channel and checking it out, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. One is that my goal is to go live every Tuesday and to bring forward information that is uplifting, inspiring, and informative. I am the creator and founder here of Core3 Harmony Wellness Services, here where we offer services in 3 areas. That's music therapy, counseling, and coaching. We provide services in person if you happen to be near our office location, as well as virtually. Today, we're going to dive into the importance of clearing and removing habits that are not helpful, that are harmful, before we can start to establish new, healthier habits. So the topic is going to surface around unlearning what we've learned that has not been beneficial to us, allowing a space of clarity, of clearance, so that we can then step in and establish those new habits, new ways of being, new ways of thinking. With this, I want to share and say, if you are in any way in need of some support, please reach out to me here. I provide a consultation that is complimentary, no cost to you. And you know, if you find, or I find, that I'm not the best person suitable to help support you, I love going to bat for you and to help find that individual or that group or organization that can help you. So I know that asking for help or reaching out, it is one of our major tools that we can use to help ourselves and to help others. And it's also one of those tools that is a challenge for many people to tap into and access. So I'm here saying I understand the challenge it can be reaching out for help, but when there is help available, why not go get it? All right. Okay. So let me get ready to share my screen. Let me first go here. And the one that I want. Today, we're going to be talking about something that's kind of touchy even for me, because I find that this is an area that is a challenge for me, especially as I'm staying up later than I normally do, and I have been for a while with studies and all this stuff and different projects. I find that in the busyness of my day, sometimes I don't get to chip away at those things, and I'm able to make more progress with those things later in the evening, at night. So I want to let you know, even as a therapist, a coach, counselor, all of these things, we're human just like you, and there are areas we struggle as well. And we may talk about it with some authority. But there are some things in our own personal lives that is a struggle. So I like to always be transparent with the people I'm working with, and to let you know, hey, this is not even easy for me, right? And this is an area we will be touching on today. And I'll share you some personal insight of some of my own struggles with what we're going to be talking about today. Okay. All right. Now I think I am ready. Let's get to it. It's been raining here a lot. I'm in California. It makes me think we are truly, this is the Chinese New Year of the water rabbit, and we have had a lot of water. Not that we don't need it, but we had some teasers. We had some wonderful sunny days, just that right kind of weather, not too hot yet. And I was like, I am loving this. And it was like, yeah, this is the 1st of May, and here's some more rain, just in case you missed it. So if you hear some of that background noise, I think I got a somewhat decent background noise eliminator. If you do hear it, it's raining. Okay, here we go. Let me make sure you can see this. Oh, yeah. Hold on a second, because my ability to have 2 screens is not there yet. Oh, there we go now. I think it's set. Okay, here we go. Let me get things. Let me get things going. Let me get things going here. Okay. Habits to remove. Oof. Here we are going to identify and minimize toxic habits from our daily routines with these tips. So here you notice what's been coming up quite a bit lately in my work with folks. And I also, sometimes the universe works like that with me. It comes full circle. There's not just stuff happening in the lives of the people that I'm supporting, counseling. There are some things that pop up for me too. So this is where we're going to specifically look at a digital detox. And it's a term that is becoming much more prevalent, especially as we are on our devices more and more, and there's no going back from it. Right? So it's important to understand that we need to utilize these tech support systems and not be abused by them. Okay, so let's dive into this here. Let me see if I can do it this way. Here we go. All right, so constant phone use. There are 3 places that I want to highlight here. And specifically, let's look at one, physical health. Looking at screens for an extended period of time, it can cause eye strain and headaches. I want to tell you, I have been experiencing that. I recently got my eyes checked a couple weeks back, and I was just saying how just like exhausted my eyes feel. Right. And the optometrist was saying, you got to do a 20-20. So every 20 minutes, look away from the screen for at least 20 seconds. The longer, the better. And it sounds weird and strange, but I understand the concept that we have to give our eyes and our bodies a break from the devices that we are using so readily nowadays. Our bodies and our minds are meant to use these tech assistants, I want to call them, in moderation. And so, of course, when we jump into overusing anything, it's going to be a detriment and pull on us. Also, another area to tap into is our mental sanity, mental sake, mental health, is that too much screen time can lead to sleep disruption and decreased social interactions. I was talking with someone the other day and talking about how we are able to be more connected now than we've ever been in our lives, and yet we are so disconnected. Um, Even to the point when I work with couples, when they are finally home under the same roof together, I find that some couples I work with, they are still texting each other while they are under the same roof in the same house. And don't get me started if it's a two-story level thing. I just didn't feel like walking downstairs, or I just didn't feel like going upstairs, and they're literally texting each other. And I just find that to be like bonkers. I'm like, really? You can't just go down there and talk with them? I'm quite sure your body could potentially utilize some movement. So we have to be aware that these can impair our sleep and also decrease our social connection with others. We have to think about limiting our screen time, and that's establishing a habit for yourself in regards to your phone use and taking regular breaks to prevent fatigue or burnout. So now, there are savvy ways, there are apps, there are timers, there are things that are set that can help you with this. And I think that's wonderful. I've coached and discussed with people on utilizing these tools that their devices have to help them develop routines and set limits on use. Okay. Let's see. We go next. Next. Now, I've been discussing this the past few weeks, and I want you to please, if you can, my friends, please check out the resources that have been developed and things that are in the works on the Core3 ebook store and academy. The link is in the description. Please go check that out. I even have sources on there that are of no cost to you. Connect with these sources. We can't get better and level up for ourselves until we put in the energy and effort to do it. It's there and available for you. And why not? Especially when there are things that are of no cost to you. All you got to do is access it. You can listen to it. You can follow along with it. Whatever you find that's easier, it's available to you and accessible in different formats. And specifically, it's moving from procrastination to progress. There's a big ebook resource there for you. If you know that procrastination is an area of an issue for you, please pick up this ebook source. This is going to be amazing for you. If you do need a little bit more personal help with that, reach out to me and I can help you with that. But let's look at procrastination here. Break down tasks into smaller, manageable chunks and set deadlines for yourself. Now, this is something that I know seems really simple, but it can be a challenge with folks. And some of the folks I work with, what I have them do, I have them say, hey, whatever you wrote down, share it with me, and I'm going to help you be accountable. I'm going to be checking in with you on those things and seeing how you did. It's not like I'm going to boo-hoo you if you're not doing it. I'm just going to be reminding you that there's someone coming alongside you that's aware of what you're working towards for yourself, that's going to be checking in with you on that to see how you're progressing. Okay. It's helpful to eliminate distractions, minimize distractions by muting your phone, turning off notifications, and working in a quiet space. We are highly distracted nowadays. Our attention spans are not as they could be better. And so if you already know it is hard for you to stay on task, or distractions can immediately, pull you off the rails, implement some of these things to help you stay on task. And as I started before, the ask for help is a huge tool that's underutilized. And when you are, especially if you're having a big project or there are things you're working on and you need to help, you can delegate tasks and collaborate with others when it's appropriate to reduce your workload and your stress level. Okay. All right, here's one. These are my weaknesses popping into our discussion today. Relying on takeout. Okay, I have to tell you, I'm a latecomer to the whole DoorDash, Grubhub, whatever you want to call these immediate delivery services. One day I was working, and I have to share with you, I'm dealing with challenges personally where I'm a workhorse, I call myself, and I don't think about eating, right? I usually eat as a result of like headaches or my stomach is growling so bad that I gotta grab something. So one day I was like, you know what? Let me just download this real quick and I'll remove it because I'm like, I can go get my food. Come on, especially if I'm not cooking it, I can go get it. So then I was like, I understand why people use this like a lot. So we're talking about takeout. Don't get me wrong. These are amazing services and things that we have at our fingertips. I believe that they are definitely helpful and beneficial to us, but I think we have to be careful when we feel like we're becoming overly dependent on things. Okay, so takeout. If you can, try to limit takeout on certain days of the week. Also, this is a big impact with your finances as well. It'll help you to save money and prioritize cooking at home, which many times when we're cooking at home, it is healthier for us. It's not as processed, greasy, fried, all of those things. Two, like I said, it can help us to promote eating healthier, preparing meals, more fresh ingredients, and we're avoiding those empty calories that come in the fast food. Okay, that like our body is just turns into waste. It's nothing of nourishment and supplement to us. It's just waste. Okay, meal planning. Now I know this is an area for me that I realize I need to do, especially since I'm not a thinker about food. It helps with time. And I think that's my big thing. It's like, I don't want to waste any time trying to go here or make something or do this or do that, especially when I'm in a work mode. But it's the actual flip side of that. It's a big time saver to have things prepped. It makes it easier and more convenient. So take all of this into consideration and figure out for yourself, what do I need to do specifically and in particular pertaining to what's being shared today? All right, this is a biggie. Okay, before bed. All right, if you are one that the screen is on, and whether you're paying attention to it or not, it's just on. I know these are my habits. And I was thinking last night, I'm like, I'm not even looking at that because I was working on some stuff on the computer, which of course is another screen. But it was just like having these things on, and I tapped into like just keeping me company, maybe, right? Like we have these things on and we may not necessarily be paying attention to it, but it's like adding to the background noise. It's that filler, right? So specifically the screens before bed. If you can, try to avoid screen time before bed. You know, there are studies out that share with us how it does disrupt our sleep and be a potential cause to poor quality rest, which is not good because our bodies require rest. It requires downtime and unplugging, right? Unplugging from activity, unplugging from stimulation. So, here's the thing. Don't beat yourself up. When I when I would do the so-called sleep hygiene program and groups, it would always suggest no screens 2 to 3 hours before bed. Like that's rarely anyone nowadays, I think. There are a few, but this is very rare. And so think about what is doable for you and slowly and surely start to increase it if you believe that that's going to be beneficial for you. Start to increase the time of no screen. Okay. There are alternatives: reading, meditate, or do some sort of relaxation exercise. There's great. I like to use the Calm app. There's Headspace. There's a bunch of different apps out there that have specific kinds of stretches and exercises to do upon waking and just before sleeping. So you can tap into those and do some of those and have that be a routine that helps you at the end of your day. Listening to calming music, nature sounds. There are also sleep stories. So there are a lot of different options. And I know some people will always mention and bring up, well, okay, what about an ebook, right? Because if I'm on and reading an ebook or e-magazine, anything on that's a screen. Yes, that's true. And there are some great options out there now, and it's constantly improving. Like I was thinking about, should I upgrade to a new Kindle at some point? And, gosh, I think the Kindle that I do have, I'm dating myself. It's got some years on it. It's bulky, it's heavy, so that just lets you already know that it's been some time ago. And so now I think they're called the Paper Light or Paper Weight or Paper White or whatever it's called. They're so compact. They're so clean and crisp and lean and thin. The background screen lighting is minimal to almost none. That's much healthier for your eyes than per se maybe your iPad or any other typical kind of tablet. Okay, so those are options. So breaking the habit, just work on making a conscious effort to turn off your screens at least an hour before bed. Once again, if this is like, psh, yeah, right to you, do what is doable for you. It could be 15 minutes. It could be 20 minutes. Find that thing. It'd be 10 minutes, and then maybe the next 10 minutes you're doing some sort of meditation or some sort of gratitude. You're doing something that nicely and neatly wraps up your day at the end to help you transition into sleeping. Okay, another big one, eating, skipping breakfast. Now, I have a certified coaching on life and health. I'm a certified life and health coach. Everyone is unique and different in regards to how they utilize food. We have to think about when we're sleeping, we are putting our bodies and our minds into some sort of fast, whether that's we sleep a good 6 to 8 hours, 4, whatever that thing is. You're fasting for that amount of time. So there's no kind of intake. There's no water. There's no food. Breaking the fast, which you break up the word breakfast, so break fast, you're breaking the fast. When you break the fast, you should be mindful of how you break the fast and what you're eating. So skipping breakfast, it's not advised, and this can look like so many different ways. That doesn't mean you need to be like, make it a big old like grand slam kind of a breakfast. Doesn't mean that at all. It could be fruits, it could be a smoothie. So we're going to talk. Here's some suggestions. Okay, so number one, things on the go. And I get it, especially if you need to be up and out early in the morning. Grab a nutrition bar or piece of fruit to start your day off if you're in a hurry. Something that's easy, accessible, doable. You can munch on it while you're running around or driving. 2, something quick and easy would be a smoothie or a protein shake, preferably lower in sugar. Some fruits and protein powder would be helpful, and this will allow for a quick and nutritious breakfast for you. Okay. if you can, on those days when you can take time, and especially do this on your weekend or however your weekend looks, because everyone's weekend is different. The typical Saturday, Sunday is not a typical weekend for a lot of people. But if you have the luxury of having those days, or whatever your weekend may look like, take time and prepare and enjoy a balanced breakfast. And this is where you can kind of do your grand slam. You can make your eggs and your toast and your fresh fruit. And I guarantee you'll find, because I know this for myself, you'll find that the mental clarity and fog clears. You're able to have some energy, maintain stamina. It's like your kickstart is able to get going faster in the morning. Okay. All right. For many of us, this is a big area. I know for me, I have the sit to stand. The sit to stand options, if you were an office worker or stationary in what manner, is a game changer. It's really important to change positions. We are mobile beings, so we need to make adjustments with our body postures and movement throughout the day. So it's an encouragement to stay active. And you can set reminders throughout your day to stretch or to take a little brief walk, 15 minutes. Incorporate some exercise in your routine. There's some great minimize exercise equipment that you can have. I know I was looking at something I was thinking about getting, where you sit and you row, sit and cycle, right? So I was thinking about getting that. Something portable and light that I can have at home as well as in the office space, so that I am getting in those. I tell you, 15 minutes, it doesn't sound like a lot, but it's huge compared to doing nothing at all. Ergonomics is important that your workspace, it promotes good posture. Because we have necks and back strains and sprains, wrists, all of these things have been giving me problems lately, and I realized I need to make some adjustments. So I thought, I know if it's me and what I see happening with clients, it's definitely happening with you all out there as well. We hear this a lot, I know, but we need balance. So we have to find a healthy balance between our work, our leisure, or things of pleasure, the things we enjoy, and physical activity, so that we avoid burnout, and it prevents us from having poor health outcomes, okay? This is a big one. We need to eliminate that negative self-talk. And we do this one by, first, we recognize what we are doing. Pay attention to our negative self-talk, and we identify when it happens and what triggers it. Two, then we need to challenge these thoughts. And we do this by questioning the validity of the negative and self-defeating thoughts and reframe them in a positive and neutral light. Okay, this is all about, especially in what I call the psychobabble world, this is all about the cognitive behavioral therapy. This is all about CBT. We identify what we're doing. We recognize the patterns. We challenge those. Okay, and as you do this, and as you start to develop and create healthier ways of thinking about yourself and talking to yourself, you tap into practicing self-compassion. And here you're treating yourself with kindness and care and respect. You step into practicing gratitude, being grateful for where you are with what you have in the moment in time, which then leads you into the ability to be mindful and just aware of the present moment and space. And you step into positive self-talk habits. I do this with myself a lot. I sometimes even out loud, and I'm getting comfortable in a space where I don't care who's around. I need to hear this for me right now, So these are some great daily habit skill sets to tap into. Okay, so let's wrap it all up now. Figure out which one of these you know you need to start right now. It could be all of them, and if it's all of them, that's fine. If this even just overwhelms you, start with one and build up a momentum with that one. And when you're ready, then you add the next. Okay. So you want to tap into how and in what way can I limit my screen time? How many days a week can I start cooking at home? How can I manage my time better? And what do my habits look like as I get myself ready for bed? Okay. So think about which one of these areas for you you can start to chip away at right now, this instant, today. Hey, I would love to have you reach out to me. Contact info is below in the description. Let me know which one of these you're going to start, or maybe areas where you found success and what you found that helped you. I'd love to hear it. I'd love to be able to share it with others if that's okay with you. Let me know where you are with this. And of course, if you need support, reach out to me, and I'd love to come alongside you and help support you with the clearing of toxic habits and ways of being, so that we can make space for you to start to create and develop healthier habits for yourself. Okay? I'm going to stop there. Let me get back so I can see you. All right, here we are. So this concludes our information for today. I thank you so much for hanging in there with me and staying through the entirety of the presentation. I greatly appreciate you. Once again, if you are not a subscriber, please do. And reach out to me for some support if you need to, or ask any questions that you may have, or if there's some specific topic that you would love for me to kind of dive into a little bit more for you, I'd love to do that here. Remember, here at Core3, we are here to help you live well, be well, and do well in every area. And we provide services in person and or virtually if you are at a distance from us. And tune in next Tuesday, where, let me see, I have my notes here. Let me look. Oh, yes. Okay. We're going to tap into habits on how to improve your mood. Okay. We all need those, right? So please tune in next week as we dive into that information some more. And I just want you to know, please remember these 3 things before I go: that you matter, you are worthy, and you are loved. If at any point you got any issues with any one of those, reach out to me. I want to talk with you. All right. Thank you so very much. I am sending out nothing but high vibes and good intentions your way. Many blessings to you, and I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday.